Ball State SportsLink's third Down Chirp is presented by Papa John's.
To have a rivalry, you need a rival who energizes your whole team. A game, this isn't just some random game. This is the one you wait all season for. A history that demands another chapter to be written and leaves behind the lasting mark of your losses and victories. And a reminder, games end, rivalries don't. One team, one mission.
Coach Limbo said after the win against the Akron Zips to the media, don't stick a fork in our football team. You know what I say? Don't stick a fork in 3DC either. Football season still has a long way to go. Hello, everybody. I'm Luke Martin. Welcome back to another episode of Third Down Chirp, delivered by Papa John's, alongside Tyler Bradfield and Connor Onion, or should I say J.J. Watt and Michael Orr. We'll find out later in the show why I named them after those NFL pros. It's going to be a lot of fun to see Nick Ciatris trying to teach you to be J.J. Watt.
It is fun.
It sure is. I learned a whole lot, and I still don't think he can get past me on the edge.
We'll see what happens. Who's going to win between these two? You're going to find out why Connor Onion maybe should have been offensive lineman in high school. But guys, first, about that Akron game. It's been a little while since we've been able to talk about it. Huge win on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon.
It was a huge win, and I like how you said it's been a while since we've been able to talk about it. How important is this extended bye week? A fresh set of legs. Northern Illinois now comes to town on a Wednesday night showdown.
2 wins in a row, back to even in Mid-American Conference play. That's what I call a winning streak, guys.
It's a winning streak. It's glad to be back on a winning streak for the Ball State Cardinals. In case you missed the game against the Akron Zips, we have you covered with our sounds of the game.
Good afternoon from Schumann Stadium on a sunny afternoon, casting over the skies of Muncie, Indiana. In the campus of Ball State University today, the Cardinals are back at home, trying to build off their first Mid-American Conference victory of the season last week against Central Michigan with the Akron Zips in town. Woodson from the gun. Snap, Hundley up the middle off the hand. Has open grass to the 10. Cuts it 5. Leads it to the goal line and in for a touchdown after a smoking hit by Cromartie. Four receiver set. Waist high snap. Milas backpedals. Cocks his arm. Pumps. Throws down long down the left side. Intended for Williams in stride. Drops it right over his shoulder to the 20-yard line. What a catch. Jordan Williams on the move inside of the 20. Milas in shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 13. Snap, end around, sweeping his way out to the outside. Angling to the 10 to the 5 is Maybon, and Maybon hurtling his way into the end zone for a Cardinals touchdown. The Cardinals finally find 6 rather than 3. Snap to Woodside, fakes the handoff, play action, throws in the middle, tipped and intercepted! Tipped by Ben Ingle, and Ingle went up top and grabbed it for the interception! What a play by the Will linebacker of the Cardinals! Third and 13. Woodson marks out his declaration, 5-step drop, throws over the middle, intercepted once again. This one's Ryan coming back to the 50-yard line, cuts it back middle of the field to the 45-40. Another pick off by the Cardinals linebackers.
Ball State holds Akron to a goose egg on the scoreboard in the second half while scoring the game's final 29 points. Both those things mixed in together gave us a happy Coach Limbo after the game.
This was one of those days that ages you exponentially as a coach, but at least we got the result we wanted. Very proud of our guys, especially how they played in the second half. This one was not always pretty. There were a lot of interesting highs and lows to this game, but the one thing I think you're seeing is that these guys aren't quitting, and even when it is not as pretty as we'd like it to be, not as clean as we'd like it to be, they keep fighting, they keep battling, and these coaches keep coaching them hard. So just really proud of how they responded in the second 30 minutes.
Got to tell you guys, it's been nice to see Coach Limbo with a smile on that face the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, it finally is nice to see
It
that.
sure is.
It is great to see the Cardinals on a couple-game win streak, and now it's time to go through our opening drive, recapping the Akron game. Tyler, let's start with you. What's kind of set with you the past week or so looking back at the Akron game?
Well, I like what Coach Limbo said during that press conference, and he said how well they played in the second half. If you look back to the later parts of the first half, 3 minutes to go, Ball State trailed 21-6. They scored 29 unanswered points to eventually win 35-21. It's the 7th largest come-from-behind win in school history. I don't know what was said in the locker room by Limbo, but it definitely was effective. He got response. The offense came out and played much better in the second half. The defense even better, and it really stemmed from the turnovers they were able to force in the second half.
Tyler, you're exactly right. Usually when you talk about winning the field possession battle, you're talking about special teams, but with the last 2 weeks for the Cardinals, it's been their defense that has flipped the field and changed field position. 10 turnovers in their win against Central Michigan and Akron combined. In their 5-game losing streak, only 7 turnovers in that stretch, so that defense setting up the offense to succeed.
And even though this goes for Northern Illinois too, it adds to them, but rest much needed for this football team. You can mention all the injuries that they had in that football game against Akron. Ben Ingle goes out, you get rest for him. Zach Ryan, he finally got the cast off the hand, and that's why he got that key interceptions you saw in sounds of the game. You got Martez Hester, Brian Jones. You have a lot of guys nursing injuries, and that's a lot of football teams across the United States. But this is much needed rest, and plus you get more time to game plan for Northern Illinois, and that is a key factor for Ball State when you look at the big primetime game against the Northern Illinois Huskies on Wednesday night. Well, I mentioned earlier in my open about J.J. Watt versus Michael Orr, Tyler Bradfield versus Connor Onion. Who won the big battle in the trenches? Well, that leads into our first of 3 coaching segments here on Third Down Chirp, as this week we learn some defensive pass rush moves by defensive line coach Nick Seatris.
It's time for our Third Down Chirp coaching segments, and here we got defensive line coach Nick Seatris joining us. Coach, one of the important parts, of course, for your defensive line is being able to create some pass rush. First, what are some different moves that you try to teach your defensive linemen to be able to get that defensive pass rush?
Well, the first thing that we talk about, okay, is everything is based off of speed. Every move that we hit, whether it's a speed move, whether it's a power move, or some type of counter, everything is based off of that first get off and that speed.
And now Connor and Tyler earn their money here on Third Down Chirp. Tyler's going to be your defensive lineman. Just show us a few of the techniques, maybe one of the techniques. J.J. Watt in the making right here.
J.J. right there.
Call me Michael Orr.
All right, well, the one thing we're going to talk about now is we're going to talk about the spin move, okay? The chop and spin move, okay? Everything that we do, again, is off of speed. So if my man was the just lightning fast speed rusher that he is, that I know he is, okay, is he's going to loosen himself up a little bit. Obviously, they can't move, okay? And the one thing that we always talk about with our defensive linemen is we want to get to that spot, okay? And that spot's typically about 2 feet directly behind him, okay? Everything that we do, all right, we want to decrease the angle. We don't want to run around, okay? Because when we're running around, we're adding more time. He's blocking you without having to put his hands on you. So we want to get our body onto his as quickly as possible. So obviously the first thing that we do, if we know it's a third down situation and what we call money down and it's time to get paid, okay, as my guys always say, okay, is they're going to find that spot first off. The thing we talk about is you got to rush and you've already planned out your rush. Now you have to rush your plan, okay? So right now he's going to work a chop spin move. So everything with him is going to be speed. So as he gets down in his stance,
we got to teach around.
okay, first things first is this. Well, first things first, we're gonna rush the passer, right? Okay. So we don't want to be super flat with our feet, okay? So, take your right hand down, because that's the hand that you're gonna put down. Stop that inside leg back a little bit, okay? All right, now I want you to squat down. Sit down on your heels. More.
Like
Kick
this?
your heels out. No.
Oh, like this?
Kick your heels out.
Okay.
So you want your toes facing north and south.
Oh, okay.
I call you JJ Watt. Come on.
Now just put your hand down way in front of you. A little bit more, man. You can put some weight on there. Okay? All right. Now bring this leg back up a little bit. Get some. There you go. Look at you.
This is why we squat. This is why we squat.
This hand right here. In about 5 seconds, your legs are going to start to burn very, very badly. Okay? So we'll get you out of that stance as quickly as possible. You're going to fire off the ball. Okay? You want to gain as much ground as you can with that back foot. All right. So as you do, go. Just take a couple steps. Go. All right. Now. Number one, if you set like that, it's gonna be a long day for you.
Driving over you.
So we want to get some depth, okay? All right, work back, and as he goes, okay. Here, let me step in for a second. Okay. So as I'm here on the edge, okay, I want to work speed. Go, get vertical. I want to get him to expand himself. Again, what did we talk about earlier? We want to get that guy out in space, okay? Keep expanding. If he's gonna overset me because of my speed, okay, or
I got to tell you, after watching that Coachman segment, I'm going to put Tyler Bradfield down as my X Factor now later on in the show.
Mark it down.
I don't know about that. He was awfully sure of himself after not being able to get down in a three-point stance. He's got to know the basics before he can be dubbed JJ Watt.
I was just asking, making sure that how I did it was how he wanted me to do it, but I was only running about 60%, so buddy, you need to step
Maybe
up.
160 pounds, but you call me Michael Orr, so I'll take the compliment.
Do have to say something, though. Later on in the night, I'm going to put money on Tyler Bradfield if they win at it again.
I'll hit the weight room right after the show then.
Tyler knows exactly what to do.
I won't disappoint you.
I hope not. I just said I'll put money on it. So come on, Tyler.
I'll start eating my steak.
Come on, Tyler Bradfield. Well, the demand for this segment coming up has been so high, we had to do it again. And, of course, as another installment of HepCam with Ball State Sports Link's own and Ball State football wide receiver Aaron Hep. This time, it's a special Cribs edition.
We are here at 1821 Jackson for another HepCam. This time HepCam's a little different. We have HepCam Cribs edition. Let's go check it out. All right, we're here in the living room. As you can see, it's just a beautiful place. Here it is. Went out. The first thing I see, why in the world do you have Jack Milas, Scout Award, Keith Weddings, Offensive Award, and Jonathan Newsom's Miami Award up there?
Well, they said that they owed it to us for all that we did last year. Keith and Newsom, he said they handed them directly to John Godfrey and said, for all you did for us this season, you can have these. And we just kind of stole Jack's. We just took it away from him.
And then
we got our Pioneer speakers up here that blew out the day after we bought them. So that was a good investment. We got our Sony TV with our nice TV stand.
the TV stand's way nicer than the actual TV is. Steve, what do? You serve oyster crackers?
I got the Skyline. Always have to have some Skyline. Some pizza, some frozen pizza. We got chicken. Let's see what's in the fridge. We got some Sam's Nasty Stew. 3 dozen eggs.
Is that your Skyline that's been in there for 3 weeks now?
2 weeks. Some milk. We got some apples. Check out that milk.
Just in case.
It's probably really old.
We're in John Godfrey's room over here. The softest bed in the house.
Is it
Am I
nice?
right? Pretty soft.
I have a 2-inch thick foam pad on the bed, so that's probably what you're feeling right now.
Now we're going upstairs to visit Alex Egan's room. So let's go. Well, this is my favorite poster in the house. This is my Charizard card poster. I actually made this poster.
She doesn't really know we're dating yet, but I mean, that's okay, you know.
This is the old 1997 GMC 1500. It's seen its better days. It's got a few minor bumps and bruises. Retail value on it right now is about $900. The Carfax report is solid on it though.
Pop the hood.
You want to pop the hood?
Pop the hood.
See the horses? This is the Vortec V8 engine, and got a bunch of other stuff under there that makes it drive. That's about it.
My red VIP future champion. This baby gets up to at least 35 to 40 miles an hour on a good day.
All right, folks, this has been the Hep Camp.
I tell you, every time we do Hep Cam here on Third Down Chirp, can always guarantee for laughs because we know we can't make people laugh.
That's for sure.
I know for you, Tyler, you actually able to go out on that shoot for Cribs.
Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed the shoot. Just going out. Aaron Hep is a character in himself to be able to do all those Hep cams. But I love going to their house, seeing that they're more than just football players that you watch play at Schumann Stadium or in those big Mid-American Conference games. They're humans too, and to see them interact, they're friends. More than just football players is really cool for me.
I'll tell you what, Alex Egan and I might need to get together and exchange some Pokemon cards because we have it in common that Charizard is our favorite Pokemon. I mean, Pikachu, he's pretty cool too, but Charizard, that was definitely a good
So
choice.
you're a big Pokemon guy?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Back in the day, baseball cards and Pokemon cards, those were my forte.
I knew I didn't like this guy, so I mean, that just even becomes more evident. Well, in case you don't know, there's a big football game Wednesday night. Huge game, midweek Maction. Maction's finally back. That's what the Mid-American Conference loves to pub it up as Maction. Hashtag Maction on your Twitter feed. Of course, it'll be on national TV as well with ESPN2. So let's get you ready for the big game against the North Illinois Huskies. The Ball State coaches are hard at work trying to knock off those pesky Huskies, and we let you know with everything you need to know with our Third Down Chirp Scouting Report.
I think it goes way beyond just Jordan Lynch graduating and them building their depth. I think it's been the continuity of the program, the infrastructure of the program, the fact that the staff, even though the head coaches have changed, their philosophies offensively haven't changed very much.
They're a good team, you know, as always, especially their defense, and we just got to execute, and that's really, it just comes down to us and just executing what we do. You know, our defense is playing amazing. You know, our offense is, we got a little spark to us. We're moving the ball. We just got to put in more touchdowns, I guess, and we just got to keep going. You know, we just got to keep improving. There's a ton to improve, especially on offense, and, you know, our defense is just going to keep playing how they are.
It brings more swagger to the defense, and, you know, everybody, you know, wants to get in on the ball, and our main thing is to create turnovers every game. And the last couple games, you know, we really stepped up and been helping the team out with the turnovers. It's a lot of motioning, so we got to know our keys and our responsibilities when they motion and get in the right coverage. It's a big rivalry because my past 3 years, we've been in a close game with them every game and not being able to finish.
We're doing a really good job getting the ball in the red zone, and we're scoring points because Scott Secor's hitting a lot of field goals, and we're scoring some touchdowns as well. But we still are leaving some points on the board in the red zone, and we got to keep getting more efficient at scoring touchdowns. I think naturally, even with our offense, they know Scott's abilities, and knowing if we can get the ball back to midfield and get a first down or two from there, that we have a chance to put 3 points on the board. I really think staying on track on first down, you know, and keeping us in second and third manageable because, you know, they're an awfully good defense, and once you get in those third down situations, they have a pretty good blitz package and do a lot of different things, come from different angles, and really make you operate as an offense from a communication standpoint.
Yeah, it's just a confidence thing, and then I'm always so happy for the players. They work extremely hard at what they do, you know, lifting, meetings, practice, etc. And it's nice for them to reap the rewards, which is winning a football game. They got some talented players, number one. They got some great skilled players. They got a scheme that drives defensive coordinators crazy. And, you know, we got a great challenge, and it's nice to have a couple extra days to prepare for it. They have multiple formations, and we got to communicate and make sure that we're set right as far as our front and our coverage, and then we got to execute.
Sounds like the Ball State Cardinals are ready for the primetime matchup against the Northern Illinois Huskies. And I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but I think that's it for Third Down Chirp this week, right?
I think we covered it all.
Can't forget about our guy T. Fox.
Oh yeah, the big three.
Can't neglect him. Come
oh,
on.
You're exactly
He's
right.
on the show this week too.
It's a huge program. It's a huge nationally televised game. So we need the big three facts. So let's welcome in our good friend Torey Fox. Torey, we're excited to find out what you have for us this week.
Thanks, Luke. We have talked defense all season long, but we especially need to talk about it this week because in the last 2 games, Ball State has generated 10 turnovers, including 5 last week against Akron. Those 10 turnovers are the most generated by a Ball State team in a 2-game stretch since at least the year 2000, and those 10 turnovers have helped catapult the Cardinals into 5th in the country in turnover margin. Second fact, give credit where credit is due, Cardinal fans. Northern Illinois is the 4th winningest FBS football program since the year 2010 with 52 wins. They trail only Oregon, Alabama, and Florida State in that category and are looking for win number 53 Wednesday night under its 3rd different head coach since the year 2010. A remarkable stat for Northern Illinois. Finally, another week, another trophy game. This week, it is a battle for the bronze stalk. The trophy was designed by Renee Bemis, a DeKalb artist, and it depicts several corn stalks which represent the Midwestern landscape between DeKalb and Muncie. So how appropriate that it is corn stalks on the trophy. Northern Illinois has won the trophy 5 straight years, and if you ask me, it is time to see the trophy return to its appropriate home of Muncie, Indiana. Luke, back to you.
I agree, Torey Fox. It's time to bring the bronze stalk back to where it belongs. It's coming to Muncie, but it's got to stay in Muncie,
Absolutely.
Indiana.
Ball State had to go to Northern last year and play in that freezing cold game. I think they reaped the benefits of it this time in Muncie, a little bit better weather, and maybe a victory.
Aren't you guys glad we didn't forget Torey Fox? What could we have done without those 2 facts?
I got to tell you, back to Tyler, though, I'm still cold from that night in DeKalb. I'm still trying to warm up. Well, I got to tell you, Connor Onion cannot stand still. He's ready to go out to Schumann Stadium and camp out for this game. So let's talk about our X factors for the big primetime game. Tyler, for you, what Cardinal are you watching?
Well, for me, it's no secret that Northern Illinois is definitely a run-heavy football team, Luke. They like to mix it up. They like to hand it off to the back in Cameron Stingley. The same, the quarterback can keep it with Drew Hare. He leads the team in rushing yards. So therefore, my X factor, I'm going on the defensive side of the football, and in the secondary, Brian Jones. Brian Jones, last year against Northern Illinois, he had a pretty effective evening. 9 tackles, which was 3rd on the team. He also he had a fumble recovery. This season, he struggled to stay on the field, dealing with some injuries here and there. But I think if he can have a big game for the Cardinals, I like Ball State's chances.
Very similar to you, Tyler. I'm going with the linebacker core on that second level. Ben Ingle may be out. He suffered an ankle injury late in the Akron game, and he's the leading tackler for the Cardinals. He's been an integral part of that defense all season long, and Sean Wiggins might be the guy that has to fill that role at will linebacker. And he's played well as of late. 2 fumble recoveries against Central Michigan. He had 4 tackles against Akron, so he's done really, really well in his run fit. So he's a very capable guy to fill in for Ben Ingle. But you mentioned it, Cameron Stingley, Drew Hare, a dual threat back there in the backfield for the Northern Illinois Huskies. They can go up top too, though. So you have to protect your front line with the defensive line at linebacker, and also protect your defensive backs and play disciplined football at linebacker.
You know, everyone has been talking about Jack Miles. They've been talking about Jordan Williams and the offense and the improvement they've made, and deservingly so. They've done a great job the past couple of weeks. Another guy has been a huge weapon, Scott Secor. He has been huge for the Cardinals on a special team standpoint, being that reliable leg for the Cardinals each and every week. The Cardinals are now scoring more points. They're getting touchdowns instead of field goals. When they have to kick it, Scott Secor is there, 5 of 7 against the Akron Zips. Of course, the 55-yarder to beat Central Michigan that you just saw on the screen. You need someone who is reliable and another game winner. Maybe Wednesday night when the pressure's high, national TV, who do you want kicking that field goal? Scott Secor's got to be your guy, guys. And you just think, the weather Wednesday night, it's going to be cold. It may be windy. That's going to play a huge factor in probably passing the football, kicking the football. You want a guy you can rely on, and it's Scott Secor. And like I promised earlier in the week, you won't see it on the graphic, But Tyler Bradfield, my X factor as well. On that defensive line.
Absolutely. I think also on a more serious note, you have to note the turnovers. Ball State, as you mentioned, and as Torey mentioned, 10 turnovers in the past 2 weeks. 5 against Akron, 5 against Central Michigan. That trend has to continue if Ball State wants success.
Well, I'll tell you what, if it's him playing defensive line and it's me playing offensive line, the turnovers will not come via a strip sack because he is not getting to the quarterback if I have anything to say about it.
We will see what happens. If Tyler Bradfield's getting to the backfield from the press box, it may be a long day for Illinois and Muncie, Indiana. That's going to do it for another episode of Third Down Chirp, delivered by Papa John's. Be sure to follow Ball State Sports Link on all social media accounts except Yik Yak. I don't think they're on Yik Yak. I don't know what's your thing with Yik Yak.
It's anonymous. It's anonymous.
It's anonymous, but just search Ball State Sports Link, BSU Sports Link, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All the fun stuff. You'll see selfies from Connor Onion, Tyler Bradfield. It's a fun time. Be sure to search just Ball State Sports Link. For our whole production crew, our cameras in the studio, all the people in the back, and of course our talent crew of Torey Fox, Tyler Bradfield, Connor Onion. I am Luke Martin. Say it so long. Let's get that bronze stalk back where it belongs.
Edwards alone back to the left of the Aussie man. Takes the snap, swings to the left to Mabon. Mabon turns it up and down the sideline. By stepping his man across the 20.